Eh bien, fidèles internautes, très chers compatriotes, nous sommes très heureux de vous savoir nombreux devant vos petits écrans pour suivre Alpha Production. Nous sommes bel et bien ici en Australie, nous sommes à Brisbane. Aujourd'hui, c'est le jour J pour la démonstration ou bien marche pacifique des Congolais vivant en Australie et particulièrement ici à Brisbane. Nous sommes venus pour déposer notre mémorandum au Parlement australien. La régie va vous montrer comment était la manifestation. Les Congolais ont répondu présents en cette manifestation, bien qu'ils n'étant pas nombreux. Mais qu'à cela ne tienne, ce n'est pas le nombre, mais c'est le message. Bongo Parlement australien, toye awa lelo pour na kotika un mémorandum na biso na gouvernement ya Australie. Yangwana toye awa
Congo nde mboka ngo mokengeli koi mboka ngo mokengeli léopard. Mikolo tosekanaki na mosolo ya mboka Congo ekoki tofungwani misolelo tomoni bozoba nyonso tosali po ya kobongisa Congo aveni ebongi tosala moto nyonso ata mwana Congo ya mosolo mpembe ya nzoku Congo ya bwanya kasa ya mbila Congo ya makasi moto ya nkoi. Mikolo tosekanaki na mosolo ya mboka Congo ekoki tofungwani misolelo tomoni bozoba nyonso tosali po ya kobongisa Congo aveni ebongi tosala moto nyonso ata mwana Congo ya mosolo mpembe ya nzoku Congo ya bwanya nkasa ya mbila Congo ya makasi moto ya nkoi. Congo nde mboka Congo mboka ya bankoko Congo mboko mona pamba lobi mboko lula yango Congo ya Afrika Congo mboka ya kitoko Congo ya batu mayele Congo bakobikisa yo. Congo mboka ya bankoko Congo mboko mwana pamba lobi mboko lula yango Congo bana bazali koyekola Congo bakobikisa yo. Congo ne mboka
tunapenda kuobserve 1 minute de silence juu ya bandugu yetu Mukongo benye banauawa.
The silence we're going to observe today here in Australia is to say that it's been a long time of silence, and today we are going to break the cycle of silence or the cult of silence.
Leo tuta observe hii silence kwa kusema trop c'est trop. Tunapenda kubriser cercle vicieux ya silence.
We all know that the international community has been there watching as an observer as Congolese people are being murdered, killed by millions, and this by the regime of Mr. Paul Kagame and his Rwandan brutal soldiers.
Tunajua kwamba communauté internationale iko inaangalia bila kufanya lolote wakati watu wetu wanakufa par million. Banakufa bengi sana, banauawa na Monsieur Kagame na armée brutale yake.
If you stay mute or silent in front of a crime happening right under your nose, you are being part of that crime.
Kama mutu ananyamaza, makriminalite zinafanyika, banaoteswa batu, manake na weye unashiriki katika abandonné de tout le monde pendant 2 dizaines d'années.
We all know that what is happening in Congo, it's a war of invasion.
Tunajua kama bienye binafanyika Mkongo ni vita ya invasion. Tunashambuliwa.
And a war of invasion is a crime.
Na vita ya invasion iko crime.
I don't know which country that proud itself as a country upholding the rule of law who would step back and watch silently while innocent women and children are being brutally murdered.
Hatuyue ni inchi gani ile itasema ni pays de droit, ina step back, inatia mgulu nyuma, inaangalia gisi batu banakufa, banamuke, batoto banakufa kama maizi.
Women are raped at the rate of 1,500 women every day in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
Banamuke bako violé, kuto ya 1500 femmes par jour mu este ya Congo.
And among those women, they are toddlers as young as 1 year old, being raped by big men, big soldiers, and they end up dying.
Bale banamuke benye bako violé. Tuko na batoto badogo, miaka moya banakufa. La communauté internationale inaangalia tu, on ne fait rien pour arrêter ça.
We believe today is a day. Look how we are, just alone. People can walk past us. We are not stupid, we are not crazy. We will raise our voice. Even if we have to stand alone, even if I have to remain the only person in this place, I will raise the voice of the voiceless Congolese people.
Nous sommes abandonnés à notre propre sort. Le Congo est abandonné à son sort. Et la communauté internationale observe ça sans rien faire. Nous voulons dire non à ça. Nous voulons élever nos voix et dire non.
No killing it, Congo, DRC. The reason why we're here, standing at this very place, because this is the people's house.
Yeah.
And we are Australians, all of us here. We are Congolese, but also Australians.
Tuko ba Congolais, mais nous sommes des Australiens. Tuko hapa leo ili kulomba Australie simame ifanye quelque chose pour aider notre peuple.
The people's house is where the rule of law is upheld.
Hii nyumba njo kwenye sheria iko soutenu. C'est ici où la loi est supposée être protégée.
I'm glad we have officers here who understand more about rule of law, social justice, and also understand more about crime in the society.
That's true.
Nous sommes très contents comme nous avons des officiers ici. Merci beaucoup. Hein? Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it. Benyabana sikia loi jodi. Bako hapa kusupport. Tunasema asante sana.
And now, as I said in my introduction, let us take a time of silence.
Kama vile nilisema,
As the international community has been silent, as everyone has gone a blind eye on the atrocities in Congo, let's take a time of silence, but this will be our last silence. From this time onwards, we will fight. We will fight for what we believe is right. We will fight for what we believe is unfair.
That's true.
We will fight to stop the atrocities and the killings of innocent people. The people working here, stop and listen, because it's important.
Yeah.
We're talking about people lives.
Yeah.
We are talking about 12 million people who are killed in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. And nobody there point a finger to the criminal who's Paul Kagame.
Tunapenda kuobserve silence juu ya nini 12 millions de Congolais banakufa. Na hakuna mtu mwenye ana pointe de doigt criminel.
Ça c'est vrai.
Monsieur Kagame anaua batu na raporo zinatoka, lakini hakuna mtu wa kusema Kagame acha bana nyamanza.
We will take a moment of silence with everyone passing by and this group, and after this moment of silence we are going to read our memo. In this memo, if you want to know about Congo, because Congo has been portrayed as a jungle only, but people don't understand the history behind what is happening. You also need to understand why we are here, why we left our country.
That's true.
Jour sacré, salon témoin, jour sacré de l'immonté, c'est matin liberté, et nous lèverons à notre postérité pour toujours.
Voici béton.
Fati béton.
Voici béton. Béton. Voici béton.
Now I'm going to read, I'll read this memorandum. After reading this memorandum, we are going to send it to the Prime Minister of Australia, who is the legal representative of the people of Australia. And in this memorandum, we are pleading with our second country, Australia,
tunalomba nchi yetu ya pili Australie
to take leadership
ikamate leadership
in breaking the culture of silence.
Katika kuvunja hii culture ya silence.
Now let's listen to this memorandum.
Tusikilize hii memorandum.
To the Prime Minister of Australia, to the people of Australia.
Kwa Premier Minister wa Australie, kubatu ya Australie.
Alert on the aggression of Rwanda's regime in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Alerte juu ya aggression ya regime ya Rwanda kubatu ba mu Congo.
Dear Prime Minister of Australia and the people of Australia.
Monsieur le Premier Ministre wa Australie na batu ba Australie.
I would like first to pay respect to the first owners of the land on which we stand, past, present and emerging.
Ningependa kwanza nitoe heshima kwa wazee wa nchi yenye tunasimama kwa leo, wenye walipita, wenye wako na wenye watakuja.
The context.
Context ni
we the Congolese people living in Queensland,
batu ba Congolais benye banaishi mu Queensland,
would like to raise concerns and sound an alarm about the Rwandan aggression in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
Tunapenda ku alerte batu juu ya aggression ya Rwanda mu Congo,
which has left thousands of people fleeing for their safety and has killed hundreds of innocent women and children alike.
Imetuma batu mingi bakimbie na watu wengi wameuliwa, wengi sana.
This is a war of aggression of the Rwandan Defense Force in North and South Kivu in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
Hii ni vita aggression ya armée rwandaise mu sud na mu nord Kivu. Ya este ya démocratique, ya République démocratique.
This aggression of Rwanda
is
comparable to the Russian aggression in Ukraine.
Iko comparé na aggression ya Russie mu Ukraine.
But the difference is that
différence ni kwamba
the Russian aggression in Ukraine
aggression ya Russie mu Ukraine
has attracted more attention from over the globe.
Imeatire attention ya dunia mzima.
Even if it's less than a year old,
hata iko ya moins d'une année,
it has gained more attention, more funds and more support.
Imeatire attention ya mingi, imeatire fonds ya mingi na soutien ya mingi.
There is an estimated 5,000 people already killed in Ukraine.
Kuko estimation ya 500 personnes benye bamekufa Ukraine.
But in Congo, comparatively, more than 12 million people have been killed.
Lakini mu Congo, plus de 12 millions bamekufa ya batu.
That's the difference.
Ndio difference ile.
The current conflict in Ukraine has taken the center stage of all political, social and economic strategies worldwide.
Imekamata ile vita mu Ukraine, imebeba strategie économique, politique ya dunia mzima. Okay.
The humanitarian tragedy, disaster and deaths of civilians in Ukraine, they are all heartbreaking and calls for solidarity as well as strategic plans to stop the barbaric killing of innocent people. It is comforting to see that Australia has and is still demonstrating strong leadership and determination against Russia's criminal activities in Ukraine. But, dear Australian Prime Minister and the great people of Australia, the unique reason for which we are brushing up on this current situation in Ukraine is because a far worse situation has been happening in Congo, our home country, for more than 2 decades now, but the international community has shown absolute indifference and double standard. The Democratic Republic of Congo has a size of 2.4 million square kilometers, with a population estimated to be 124 million people as of June 2021. From 1995 to date, about 12.3 million people were killed by the Congolese regime, by the Rwandan regime, by the Rwandan regime. Mathematically, this number, 1.3 million is half the population of Australia that has been murdered, erased from the map of the world. Who would support that? On that same page of tragedy, a documented 2 million women have been raped, and 1% of those victims of rape died subsequently. These women did not deserve that. Among them, toddlers as young as 1 year old being raped repeatedly until they die. What is the outrage from the international community and Australia for these ongoing atrocities? Where is the outrage for this silent genocide of Congolese people? Had countries rallied up and stepped for in Congo, as we see now in the situation in Ukraine, many millions of lost lives would have been saved. When the world's solidarity goes silent, criminals go mighty and have risen. Since the 13th of June 2022, the strategic city of Bunagana in North Kivu province, Eastern Congo, fell under the military control of Rwandan-backed rebel M23 and is still under their control. Many surrounding areas have been taken by Rwandan-backed rebels, yet the international community asks for the loyalist forces of DRC to cease fire and stop advancing towards the rebel positions. It's total hypocrisy. It shows their colors. Hypocritically, when the rebels of M23 took control of Bunagana and Ruchuru, as well as many other towns in North Kivu, the same international community was mute. And no condemnation was made against that illegal occupation of a foreign entity. Rwanda is supported by many multinationals who get profit in the blood minerals of the Congolese people. As a consequence of these killings and attacks and illegal occupation of a foreign entity by Rwandan-backed rebels, many hundreds of thousands of Congolese were forced to flee for their safety. But also many of them were killed by M23 Rwandan soldiers. The civil society in North Kivu has documented more than 6,556 people killed from June 2022 until September 15th this year, and close to 10,000 houses destroyed by the firing of the M23 rebels. 326 women were violently raped. Among them, 200 died as a result of repeated rape by Rwandan M23. Where is the outrage of Australian government? Where is the outrage of the international community? This information can be found at kivutimes.com, and it was as of 22nd of September this year. Is it not enough as tragedy to attack the international condemnation of Kigali regime and their proxy rebel group M23? What are we waiting to condemn? The international conspiracy against the Congolese people is outrageous. A leaked report from the United Nations Security Council acknowledged that Rwanda is the aggressor and main sponsor of rebel groups in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The same report acknowledged that Rwanda Defense Forces are well present in Congo territory and operate under discussed as M23 soldiers, plundering the minerals and other natural resources of Congo. In the same report, the UN Security Council affirms that there has not been any pragmatic action from the United Nations to stop Rwanda from these criminal activities in Congo. They acknowledge their passivity and they are happy with it. This report comes to support what has already been established in the UN mapping report on DRC, published in 2010. This report provides all details of the silent genocide of Congolese by Rwanda and its proxy rebel groups in Congo. The report mentions Paul Kagame as perpetrator of the crime against humanity, genocide, and economic crimes in Congo. This mapping report was published, but the recommendations therein have never been enacted by the UN Security Council or any other international body of human rights. It's hypocrisy. The mapping report and other UN reports about atrocities happening in Congo are available at www.un.org. And this shows the level of conspiracy against the Congolese people and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Dear Prime Minister and the good people of Australia, each Congolese person here in this country have been affected directly or indirectly with the silent genocide in Congo. Many of us have lost friends, family members. Many of us here are total orphans. The whole family have been killed except one person. This is outrageous if Australia can go silent as well. Although we live in a beautiful country here in Australia, we all have very deep connection with our country. But also, we have profound wounds of what is happening in our country, about the killings of our fellow countrymen. During his weekly briefing on the 25th of March 2022 in Kinshasa, General Benoit Chavanet, the Deputy Commander of the UN Organization Stabilization Mission in Congo, mentioned that security situation has deteriorated in several areas of Congo, despite military operation against armed groups. You can find it on www.dailytimes.com.pk. The Congolese tragedy is the world's deadliest conflict since World War II. Because so far, 12.3 million people have been killed. It's estimated during World War II, about 40 million of people were killed. This is more than a quarter of the people who were killed during World War II. And why the world is so silent? Why are we so silent in front of these tragedies? Are we accomplices of it? Or do we just want to see these people perish or the whole country being erased from the map of the world? The mapping report and the international report from the Human Rights Watch demonstrate what a horrible tragedy is happening in Congo. It's estimated 1,500 people die every day in Congo because of war, hunger, and diseases due to poverty caused by this ongoing war. But why it is not making headlines and create outrage from world leaders so that the world can know about it? Why do we choose the cult of silence in front of these horrendous tragedies? Why isn't a media story made about Congo? Far worse crimes have been committed in Congo than anywhere else in the world after World War II. Make no mistake, the crime in Ukraine is outrageous, but the crimes in Congo is far worse than what is happening in Ukraine. But who is there to say enough is enough about Congo? We are alone. Millions of Congolese have lost everything, including the human right to life, as well as their human status. On which pew does Australia sit in this church or religion of silence and conspiracy? What can Australia, our country we love, do to correct this injustice that the Congolese people have endured for far too long? Are Congolese people less humans with less dignity and less rights than any other people on earth? Australia is our second country. We belong to this country. And we deserve an answer about what our country can do in the name of universal solidarity. Where is human rights and dignity? Are we not humans? We ask our Australian leaders to break away from this cult of silence and indifference in the suffering of Congolese people. We want our country, Australia, to step in and save the lives of Congolese innocent women and children from being killed by a brutal regime of Rwanda and their proxy rebel groups in Eastern Congo. From the Australian response in Ukraine crisis, it's clear that Australia has an influence. It's clear that Australia can make a bold decision, and it's clear that Australia can influence other countries to lead or to show support for human rights. It's also clear that Australia can provide humanitarian and military support to the Congolese people because they are doing it right now in Ukraine. It's also clear that if Australia decides to break away from the cult of silence and conspiracy and side with the Congolese people, it will be the greatest legacy internationally for this country, which will only lead to a win-win relationship between Australia and Congo, with enormous natural resources and being the powerhouse of green energy. Congo is where life is. Climate change isn't a worry in Congo. We have the biggest forest. Congo is the powerhouse of green energy. We can solve the problem facing the world if only we have peace. Congo has more to offer to the Australian trade industry and the nuclear revolution than any other country. We have natural resources abundant. We recognize the presence of Australian mining companies since 2011 in Congo, but only in the mining sector, where at least 7 Australian-owned companies are operating, including BHP Billiton, Rio Tinto, and Envo Mining. However, mining companies are in some instances the amplifiers of the conflict in Congo and the funders of the armed groups for their own gain, because it's more lucrative to operate when it's unrest. You can read this article from The Guardian, www.theguardian.com. It provides more information about what I'm talking about, these mining companies and their operation in Eastern Congo and how they are involved in the massacre of Congolese. Watch also a film from a renowned filmmaker, which is The Blood in the Mobile. It's a documentary, very interesting for everyone to watch. Your mobile phone you're holding right now, your laptop has some dip of Congolese blood in it. We are using them, but there is Congolese blood in it. And not just Congolese adults, but kids who are killed in the mining industry. Would Australia be the first country to break silence? Is our Prime Minister going to be the first Australian politician to say enough is enough about this crisis in Congo? Is our Prime Minister going to be the voice of the voiceless Congolese, women and children in Congo, in Australia, and everywhere? Is it possible? Well, we believe it's possible with just a bit of compassion and humanism. It's well documented and known by the international community that the atrocities committed in Congo by Kigali are unprecedented. We know that there is now 12 million people killed in Congo. Amnesty International have reported that. Human Rights Watch have reported that. What do we do to solve this? Australia is a democratic country. upholding rule of law and does not or should not side with countries whose criminal activities are proven and unmatched. We were very delighted and encouraged by the position of our country against Russia and how Australia has offered support to Ukraine in this time of great distress. Totally disheartened with the silence observed from our government about the open criminal aggression of Rwanda and Congo. It's a double standard. Does it make a case for our country to support Rwanda, a country that is known to conduct criminal activities in its neighboring country, killing millions of people? The Australian taxpayers' money should not go to fund or support any criminal regime.
That's true.
Why does Australia, our country, play the blind eye game while innocent women and children are being brutally murdered in eastern Congo? Are Congolese people less human? This is my question again. Is the Congolese genocide a lucrative business? Who is delighted with the tragedy of these voiceless, defenseless women and children in eastern Congo? These are the questions we would like our Prime Minister and the people of this good country to answer, because we belong to this country. We voted for a responsible government that needs to answer to its citizens when they are concerned. We want to know the position of our country from this aggression. As we mentioned earlier, today is the last day of silence.
That's true.
Together with other millions of Congolese, both in Australia and around the world, we want to know what Australia is going to do. If Australia is going to be exemplary in sanctioning Paul Kagame and his regime for their crimes in Congo.
Yeah.
Our recommendations.
Yeah.
Our recommendation number 1.
Yeah.
That Australia should immediately abstain from any partnership with Kigali and Paul Kagame to show support and sympathy with the innocent people of Congo, but also to send a clear message to Kigali that no regime, present or future, has the power or right to invade another country for whatever reason might be.
That's true.
Recommendation number 2,
yeah,
that Australia should call on all Commonwealth head of government to withdraw their support to Kigali. Kigali is a criminal regime. Paul Kagame is a criminal. He's worse than Hitler. He's killed more than Hitler.
Yeah.
He should be sanctioned.
That's true. Yeah.
We want Australia and all other Commonwealth governments to step up and beef up their efforts against these criminal activities of Kagame in Congo.
That's true.
Severe and exemplary sanction must be imposed to Paul Kagame and his regime to cripple the Rwandan economy and might to obtain an immediate end to this unprovoked invasion of Congo.
That's true.
Recommendation number 3, that a public condemnation of Paul Kagame is made by the Office of the Prime Minister of Australia to decry this crisis in Congo, call for an immediate end of the Rwandan Defense Force operations in Congo, as it was with the Russian invasion in Ukraine. Recommendation number 4, that Australia should withdraw any financial or logistic support to Rwanda until crimes of Rwandan soldiers in Congo are fully investigated, trailed in front of an international criminal court for the heinous and coward atrocities committed in Congo. Recommendation number 5, that Australia should provide military and financial support to the Congolese government and the Congolese armed forces supported by MONUSCO to beef up their capacity to fight against the coalition of Rwanda Defense Force and Uganda Defense Force disguised as the M23 rebels. Additionally, that Australia provides humanitarian support to internally displaced people and the Congolese refugees, Congolese distress in northern and southern Kivu due to this Rwandan aggression.
That's true.
Recommendation number 6, that the Office of the Prime Minister make arrangements to meet with organizers of this demonstration and the Australian Congolese leaders living in Australia to hear directly from the people who are affected by this crisis.
Exactly.
And evaluate together the ongoing humanitarian crisis caused by the Rwandan aggression of Congo.
True.
Recommendation number 7. That Australia provides an emergency pathway to resettlement of Congolese refugees and internally displaced who cannot return to their villages or cities because of their safety.
Exactly.
In conclusion, dear Mr. Prime Minister and the people of Australia, Australia is a country of migrants and safety seekers. It's a country of all. It has vocation to protect people who are affected by conflict in their home countries and provide humanitarian support.
Yes, sir.
We thank you for the hospitality and the mutual cooperation to advance our national values of a fair society. Let's advance Australia as a fair country in a fair society.
Hallelujah!
We thank you all in advance for your support. And everything. We thank you for listening. We thank you for standing here. Because this is the first step towards breaking the cycle of silence. Listening is where you're going to spread the news about what is happening in Congo.
Exactly.
My name is your humble servant Simon Chibaloza, and I'm one of the organizers of this meeting. Thank you very much.
Tunalomba Australie isimame. Ikase isikle ya silence. Bananyamaza batu banakufa. Mu Ukraine kuna kufa batu 500. Kwetu ni milioni 12 lakini Australie who's listening to us, please help us. Spread the news that Congolese
Come over.
Spread the news that Congolese have had enough with the killing of their people. UK stands up and tells him, stop the game you are playing in the Congo. The war can end in one day. I can assure you, this happened in 2012. M23 was, evicted from Congo. We're sure that it's because Obama said, Kagame, stop the game. And he instructed his, rebels or Taganda and this like to stop, and they stopped the war. So really, Congolese are suffering from international silence. International silence, that's what is killing our people. And we want the international community. We believe we are members of the international community. And we understand what it means because we came from Congo. We lived in other countries before moving to Australia. We understand what it means to be a member of the international family. We would like our international brothers, we believe they are our real, genuine brothers. We would like them to step up and say, enough is enough. And we're sure this war is going to end with the assistance of the international community. Thank you again very much, Papa. For this presentation. Papa Alpha.
Congo oye!
Oye!
Congo oye!
Oye!
Congolese people oye!
Oye!
Congolese people oye!
Oye!
So, as my brothers mentioned before, we are standing here to talk about the criminal that is happening in our country, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Now I'm going to address to my people back home in our own language, which is Lingala. Batata ba mama bandeko o ezali communauté congolaise, ba congolais o bazali na mboka ya Australie et mingi penza awa na Brisbane. Lelo to telemi pona ko compatir na malheur o ezoleka na mboka na biso République démocratique du Congo. Toyebi bitumba o tozana yango voisin na biso o babengi Paul Kagame na gouvernement na ye baye ko bundisa ekolo na biso Congo en collaboration avec Museveni o azali président ya Uganda na communauté internationale. Yango na tolobi ete biso pe to kovanda kimia te yango toye awa devant le Parlement australien pe tosali memorandum na biso tokopesa na gouvernement ya Australie bango pe bayebi baza na maloba ya koloba po ete bitumba oyo eza na mboka na biso e sila yango wana bandeko bazali awa barepresente communauté congolaise mobimba oyo ezali na kati ya Australie soki bandeko mosusu bakosala na bastate misusu sava mais tozali kolakisa ye ke oyo ezoleka na mboka na biso tokoki kovanda kimia te totondi botondi bandeko banso bazwi temps ya koya kosangana lelo batiki baaktivité na bango baye awa lelo na yango tolobi eke nzambe apambola ekolo na biso République démocratique du Congo. Congo, oye! Oye! Congo, oye! Oye! Congolese people, oye! Oye! Congolese people living in Brisbane, oye! Oye! Congolese people living in Queensland, viva! Viva! Thank you very much.
C'est un message que nous voulons envoyer à nos frères qui sont au Congo. Nous voulons qu'ils sachent pourquoi nous sommes ici aujourd'hui. Quel est le message voilà, que nous avons amené au Parlement de Queensland, du gouvernement étatique de Queensland. Nous avons préparé un mémorandum où nous avons demandé au Premier ministre de l'Australie et au peuple gentil de l'Australie de se mettre debout pour briser le cycle du silence qui cause la mort de 12 millions, plus de 12 millions de Congolais, de femmes, de filles violées. Et parmi les femmes violées, il y a des petites filles de quelques mois, je crois, on a dit, de 6 mois qui sont violentées jusqu'à perdre la vie. Écoutez-moi ça. Et qui nous fait ça, c'est M. Kagame, avec son régime qui nous impose la guerre. Sachant que nous sommes un peuple pacifique, il utilise sa ruse. Il envoie ses militaires derrière les Tutsis congolais pour nous tuer. Nous disons non à l'agression rwandaise. Nous voulons dénoncer ça et nous voulons demander au peuple australien, à la loi australienne, au Premier ministre australien, de nous aider à dire non aux atrocités commises au Congo. Nos frères qui sont ici aujourd'hui, ils ont laissé leur travail. Nous allons continuer à lutter contre l'agression rwandaise. Nous n'allons pas laisser cette lutte à Félix Tshisekedi seul. Nous aussi, nous allons nous mettre debout à partir d'aujourd'hui pour dire non. Lutter, prouver que nous sommes nationalistes, c'est pourquoi nous sommes ici aujourd'hui. Prouver que nous aimons le Congo et pas laisser cette tâche à Félix Tshisekedi seul. Je demande à tout Congolais qui est ici aujourd'hui de se dire que c'est seulement le commencement, on ne va pas s'arrêter. Peut-être aussi nous avons une part de culpabilité dans ce qui se passe au Congo parce que nous nous disons ile inchi ilishakashindikana. Hapana vile tutasema ile inchi tutaitengeneza ni yetu. Hakuna mtu atatutengenezea Congo, c'est nous-mêmes. Pour ça nous devons changer de mentalité, nous devons nous mettre debout, travailler dur. Papa Simon, Papa Alpha, avec moi nous avons travaillé jusqu'à 2 h du matin à préparer cette manifestation. Et nous avons commencé à préparer ça depuis plus de 3-4 semaines.
Mumamia ya wamama wote ya wakongomani mwe mulisimama. Munasema twende tusimame tukwe sauti ya wale wamama wengine wenye biko bakiwa kule kunyumba biko wanauawa.
Atuachilie kwa sababu tuko na marafiki ngambo ya pili kule. Tulioweana, bazazi yetu walioa ngambo ya pili, lakini anakubali mzungu amutumie kama fimbo ya kutunyanyasa. Tunakatala. Batoto yetu, ba mama yetu, bazazi banarepiwa. ile kurepi mkiswahili sikumbuke nasema. Wanabakwa. Ujiwaze mama mzazi mwananizalo uone vile biko banamubaka. Ama babake mtoto mbele ya baba yake. Ni makosa. Tunaomba Kagame, please. La Bible nous dit, celui qui remet le mal pour le bien qu'on lui a fait, le mal ne quittera jamais sa porte.
Amen, 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 amen.
Tulikutendea mema, tunakaribisha bandugu yako kwetu. Bangikuwa kule kwenu bangikupiganisha. Lakini tulibakaribisha kwetu, unabakia na amani. Wewe mwenyewe tunakutendea, usiturudishie mabaya. Unakamata oro yetu leo hii banakuita, wewe njoo uko na producteur banaita nini? Producteur wa oro. Ulitosha oro wapi? Yote uko natosha kwetu. Atu complain juu ya ile. Bene tuna complain. Acha mauaji kwetu. Please. Tuko na barafiki bazuri kule Rwanda, tuko na batoto, tuko na bandugu, lakini tunakuomba we Kagame, muzungu asikutumie, ubageukie na wewe wapige basi, baone kama uko wetu. Juu sura yako na yetu tunakutanana, rangi yako na yetu tunakutanana. Usiruhusu muzungu akutumie sa vile fimbo marionete, utuzibule. Pardon, utuache na amani. Pardon, tunasema no ku violence, no ku wizi wa oro ulishaiba ya mingi, no ku kila kitu kibaya. Basi Mungu mwenyewe asimame na tupiganie. Amina.
Mimi kwa niaba ya ndugu leaders ama mutualite za wakongomani, ninasimama kwa kuongea ili kuleta tahadhari ama attention kwa bwana Kagame Paul anaye tusumbua miaka deseni kwa kuweza kutuwia watu wetu, kutupora mali yetu, na kuwa na haja atukamate hata na budongo yetu. Sasa leo ndio ilikuwa siku tunaanzisha kupiganisha na kukataa katakata juu ya hizo vitu vitatu. Nasema kutupora mali kwa nchi yetu ya Congo DRC, kutuwia watu wa Kongomani wa DRC, na kutaka kutuchukua udongo wetu, kutuiba udongo kwa kinguvu, kwa kutumia watu mbalimbali ambao ni kama intuition zake ama vyombo vya kutumia, yaani wale marebels wote, tukianzia ku grupe ya M23 iko mikono yake, yeye ndo anaitumia. Tukienda grupe za Ngomino ni watu wake, grupe yake. Tukienda ku grupe ya Twigwaneho ni grupe yake. Tukienda ku Android ni grupe yake. Sasa hizo grupe zote ziko nyuma ya yeye, akitumiwa na communauté internationale. Hatuna woga, sina shaka ya kusema hivyo, sababu ni vitu vinajulikana na mtoto mdogo na ndege inajua hivyo. Pour la raison, tuna mettre fin kwa hiyo mambo ya mauaji kwa watu wetu, uporaji wa mali yetu, kutaka kuchukua udongo wetu na mambo kaza wa kaza. Tunasimamisha hiyo mambo yote leo tukiwa hapa Australia, Queensland, Brisbane. Asante, sababu ujumbe huu utafikia hata rais wetu Chilombo Chisekedi kwamba atusaidie hiyo mambo inyamazishwe. Ana mamlaka kumikono yake, iko na majeshi. Tunatumainia majeshi ya Kongo ina nguvu na kila kitu kwa kuweza kutusaidia sisi raia wa Kongomani. Nashukuru sana.
Très bien passé. Merci pour votre très sympathique attention. Tozalaki ba Congolais, toyaki ebele pour répondre na mbela wana pe kotika o ezali bongo memorandum na biso na gouvernement australien par rapport à Marambo Sole Kanambo Kanabiso République démocratique du Congo.
Mikolo tosekanaki na mosolo ya mboka Congo ekoki tofungwani misolelo tomoni bozoba nyonso tosali mpo ya kobongisa Congo avenir ebongi tosala moto nyonso ata mwana Congo ya mosolo mpembe ya nzoku Congo ya bwanya nkasa ya mbila Congo ya makasi moto ya nkoi Congo nde mboka Congo mboka ya bankoko Congo mboko mona pamba lobi mboko lula yango Congo ya Afrika Congo mboka ya kitoko Congo ya batu mayele Congo bakobikisa yo